The Massachusetts Green High Performance Computing Center has been in operation in Holyoke for more than 5 years now. Recently, we invited Center Executive Director John Goodhue to join us again on the program for an update on the economic impact and the overall importance of that facility.
First, to put it into context, today there's probably somewhere between 10 and 20,000 people who use computers in the center in a given month. So saying what one thing that we do is maybe a bit of a misnomer. I'll just give maybe two examples. So computers are fundamental now to how you do scientific research. One thing that they do very well is analyze large quantities of data. So just one brief example. It's now pretty well known that if you analyze all the Twitter feeds that are happening in a day, you can get better insight into where the flu epidemics are spreading in the country than the CDC gets from kind of their data on the ground. So our ability to analyze enormous amounts of data is now fundamental to all kinds of science, from social science all the way to physics. The other one is we can simulate physical phenomena in computers actually way better than we can do with physical experiments. Imagine somebody who's studying bone, which is this really interesting material with great strength properties. If you can build a mathematical model of a bone, you can kind of bend it and twist it and break it, and that's a whole lot more friendly than trying to do that with the bone that's inside the human. And you can learn a lot more as well. And I realize I only have a couple of minutes, so I won't spend the entire day giving you the other 10,000 examples. But it's remarkable what scientists do, and really what that's driven is a need for large amounts of computing power somewhere, and Holyoke turned out to be the place.
And I want to talk about that. Well, let's go right into that. Holyoke being the place is so central to what you do, and part of it was simply some resources that you need for this kind of computing center, and there they were.
Absolutely. So computers consume two important things. One is power, and it turns out that Holyoke has the lowest long-term industrial rates in the state, and we also liked it because 90% of the power that we get from Holyoke Gas and Electric is carbon-free, so that's part of our green. And the other thing that's less visible is this area sits right on top of a major communication crossroads. So if you think about communication pathways north-south from New York to Montreal, and also east-west from Boston out to Albany, we're right in the center of it. So that made it possible for anyone, anywhere in the state, literally anywhere in the world actually, to get to us with high bandwidth and great ease.
You talked in your very first comments about the ability to move massive amounts of data very quickly. And that was kind of the buzz term, and I guess it still is, big data. That's what people want. That's what business clients want. That's what political campaigns really want. Huge amounts of information that can be computed and figured out very quickly, responded to very quickly. That's the kind of thing a place like the computing center really can do that nobody else can.
I think one of the surprises actually is how much data we now have. So if you think about the amount of data that we can move in a day, or even in maybe a couple of seconds, it's probably a Library of Congress every 10 seconds or so. That's how much we move into and out of the facility. And then the sheer volume of storage lets you do things that even 5 or 10 years ago you couldn't imagine doing. So imagine you're studying, say, diabetes, and imagine collecting the genetic information for a population of maybe 200,000 people. Half of them don't have diabetes, half of them do. It turns out that if you spend maybe 2 or 3 days of computer time comparing all those genomes against each other, you discover that it's maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 mutations that the diabetics have, non-diabetics don't. All of a sudden there's an insight, and it's really the insight, not the data, that matters about how the disease works and how you might treat it in the future. So it's really quite remarkable. As we were talking before, it is almost magic.
For the year 2016, the computing center generated $4.4 million in local economic activity. That's pretty impressive.
Well, we do a lot. Actually, our staff is relatively small, maybe 20 people or so, and we've emphasized contracting out locally. If you look at the composition of that beyond salaries, it included Of course, our electricity bill, which is pretty big. But also, as the number of computers in the center grow, I think we've lost count actually, but we're somewhere in the millions at this point. We need to build out more infrastructure. So part of that was a construction project to add more power distribution, to add more cooling, and so forth.
I mean, 5 years in, and $1.5 million expansion already is what you're looking at. Am I right?
That's right, and we're in the middle of planning the successors to that as we go. So our goal is to be just a little bit ahead of the herd.
Holyoke codes, 2,500 middle school students over 2 years have been impacted by that.
That's actually been a lot of fun. Again, I'm a person who builds computers, so watching this education thing kind of happen under my nose is really been a lot of fun. It started maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago actually, when we received a little grant to buy some Lego robots. The grant came from the Mass Life Sciences Center. And he said, what the heck, let's use them as part of Computer Science Day. There's an annual Computer Science Week every year. That event was so much fun that people said, well, shoot, why don't we do that again next month? So this was a combination of volunteers from the local computing scene, professionals, as well as teachers and parents. And that was so much fun, they said, let's do it again. So it's grown to a point where I think over the last 3 or 4 months, we've had 3 fully subscribed after-school sessions. We insist the parents come in as well as the kids, so the kids are teaching their parents about computing. And we've also been working with Holyoke Public Schools. So right now, we just finished bringing every 7th and 8th grader through the center for a little bit of contact time with scratch programming, robotics, and we keep it fun, but we also sneak in some education along the way.
So good to have you and your operation here, and so good to have you come in and spend some time with us, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.